Hi everybody, welcome to the Wee Garden Homestead. My name is Claudia, in case you haven't been here before. I garden in South Florida and it has been super hot. So what I have coming in from the garden may be very different from what you have coming in from the garden. That's okay. I have managed to get some things preserved for the Every Bit Counts challenge this week. This is week 2. I have from the 9th to the 16th, so day 9 through 16. And this is just a recap. I posted shorts throughout the week if you want to glance at those, but this video will have probably a little bit more information. So last Friday, the 9th, I got some discount bell peppers at my local produce market slash butcher shop, and I cut those up and I popped them in the freezer. So that was Friday the 9th. Also on Friday we cooked, I grabbed a couple of leg quarters. I grabbed a 10-pound bag of leg quarters and salty cooked those in the grill for me so that I didn't have to cook them in the house and make the house hot. So on Saturday the 10th I started broth with those, and I did that in my big roaster, so we've got that. On the 11th I canned that broth. On the 12th, I used the chicken that we picked off of those leg quarters and I made freezer burritos. So I made up the burritos and I flash froze them, and then I bagged them up in twos in the the vacuum sealer. So those are there for us for either quick dinners or quick lunches. And then I got back to okra. I know I did okra last week, and there will be more okra in my life. I can guarantee that. So on the 13th, I'm not sure what day that was, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. On Tuesday, I blanched okra, and I made a little bit of a mistake. Don't do what I did. Instead of, looking online and reading directions, I just went blindly at it, and I said, oh, I wonder how long I should blanch this for. I had it all nice and cut up, and I wonder how long I should blanch this for. Well, wasn't as much of how long I should blanch it for, because I think it was 2 to 4 minutes. It was more blanch it whole and then cut it. What a gooey mess I had. So don't do as I did. Next time I will definitely be blanching and then cutting, because wow, it was like a big bowl of partially set jello. I don't even know. Then the next day I made okra pickles. What day was that? That was, let's see, today's Friday. Oh, I'm so sorry about the wind. I'm sure that camera's picking up the wind. It's whistling in my ear almost. So, yeah, let's see. Today's Friday, Thursday. Wednesday I made okra pickles. I had enough okra that were small enough to fit in my canning jar, and I made 1 jar of okra pickles. Yeah, every bit counts. Even every little bit. Yesterday, I dehydrated some bananas. We have had a bunch of bananas that were ripe, and we went ahead and picked those, and they will ripen super quick now that we've picked them. So look for bananas again in the next coming week. I'll see what else I can do with them for preservation, because they are just way too many at one time for us to eat. And then today, this morning, I did another, yes, again, I did another jar of okra pickles. I just happened to get enough for 1 jar again. We're eating okra almost every day, so I've got a lot coming in. I've got more than we can eat, but really not enough for a big batch of anything. So 1 more jar, and that's 2 jars of okra pickles. So that is it for me this week. Please watch the rest of the video. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, leave me a comment. If you have ideas of what I can do with those bananas or the okra coming in, that's what I've got right now. So I really need to preserve those. So if you have ideas, by all means, leave me a comment. Thanks so much for watching. Go ahead and watch the rest. We'll see you next week. Okay, so today is August 9th, day 9 of the Every Bit Counts challenge. Today I was at my local little produce stand slash butcher market, and I was picking up some chicken leg quarters because I've got to make some broth. So I'm going to cook those up. But I grabbed these. They were $1.99 a bag. When the produce starts to go bad, they mark it down to $1.99 a bag. And I grabbed this one. They had other ones, but they were so much worse than this one. Now, I do know one of them is moldy. I may or may not be able to use that one. But yellow, red, and orange bell peppers are a whole lot more than, what does it work out? If I can't use that one, they're 50 cents each. So that was a good deal. These envelopes used to be 99 cents, and they've changed it. But anyway, I'm going to core these, I'm going to slice them, and then I'm going to pop them in the freezer. I don't do anything special with them because they don't usually stay in there very long. I'll just pull them out and use them as I need them. The bad spots I'll cut out. There's a couple of them with bad spots, and that's my every bit counts for today. Okay, so here they are. I've got a quart bag stuffed full. I only did 4 of them. That 5th one was a little too far gone for me. It's going to the compost pile. And the grandkids are here, and the 9-year-old asked if she could save some of these pepper seeds for her garden. And I said, well, of course. So we got a 2-for-1 today. We got the sliced bell peppers, and then she's going to get save some seeds. So that's it for me today. We'll see what I can come up with for tomorrow. Well, happy Saturday, everybody. Today is Saturday, August 10th, day 10 of the Every Bit Counts challenge. Today's challenge is actually going to take me probably across a couple days. So last night I picked up a 10-pound bag of chicken leg quarters, and we roasted them in the smoker. We didn't smoke them, we roasted them in the big smoker. And we had a couple of them for dinner last night. I pulled the rest of them, and what I have left now is the bones in my big roaster. And I have some carrots. These were from the garden. These were the last of them. A couple of them had started to go moldy, so I picked out the ones I could, and I diced them up a little bit, and I threw them in there. I have 1 whole onion, and then I have the center part and some leaves, and I think 1 rib from a stalk of celery. I'm going to top this off pretty full with water, and I'm going to let it go at least until tomorrow, if not until Monday, and then I'm going to can it. It'll be a whole big batch of chicken broth. I know I did chicken broth last week, but it wasn't enough to last us. We use chicken broth a lot. So that's my part for today. I have the rest of the pulled chicken that I will probably be doing some freezer burritos tomorrow. So thanks so much. Alrighty, there it is. There's 2 gallons of water in there so far. I'm going to probably put another 1.5 gallons in there, 3.5 gallons. It'll cook down. I'll get quite a bit of broth out of that. I also added some poultry seasoning, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of pepper. So I'm going to put the lid on this and let it go, and we'll be back tomorrow. Alrighty, day 11, Every Bit Counts Challenge 2024, August 11th. That broth I started yesterday is in the canners. I have 18 pints in this canner, and I have 5 quarts in this canner back here. This one is still venting. It's almost time for me to put the weight on. This one has about 10 minutes left till it's finished. And I'll get back to you when I've got it all out of the canner. Alright, here we are. 18 pints of broth and 5 quarts. I usually only can broth in pints, but we have a few recipes that we like to do that use 2 or 3. So, oh, look at that one still bubbling. I love it when that happens. So I thought this time, because I was going to have to run a second canner anyway, I may as well just do some quarts. So, oh, that one's still bubbling there too. See it? So this will get us through probably the next couple months before I'll have to do broth again, especially since I think it was 6 pints last week. So we are good on chicken broth for a while, unless, you know, we have a run on it for some reason. But that's it for me today. Thanks so much. Boop, ping. Good afternoon, everybody. Claudia here from the We Garden Homestead. I am on day, I believe I'm on day 12. Today is August 12th, 2024, day 12 of the Every Bit Counts Challenge. Today I'm going to be making some chicken, bean, and rice burritos and getting them in the freezer. So I have all this chicken that we cooked the other day. Pulled the carcasses, I made the broth. You watched me saw me can the broth yesterday. I'm going to just cut these up. I'm going to cut them up, no particular size, just so they go in the burritos easier. Kind of like that. And then I'm going to mix them with my salsa black beans that I canned back in April. So basically I just made a quick salsa mix in the bottom, and then I put the soaked beans on top, topped them off with water, and canned them at the bean time. I think it was 75 minutes, and they are amazing. So I'm going to open 2 jars of these, and mix them with my chicken. And then I cooked some more rice today, some more brown rice. I've got that done and cooling on the stove, and I'm going to shred up some cheese and make some burritos. So I'm going to get going on this, and no point in you watching me cut chicken. I'm sure everybody knows how to dice up some chicken, and I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. The chicken's all cut up. I've mixed it with my 2 jars of beans. This looks really good. These are all cold. I grated my cheese by hand. Yes, I still do it that way. I have my big batch of rice. I made this with the broth that didn't seal yesterday, that I made yesterday, that I had 3 jars that didn't seal, so I used 2 jars to make the rice. I have my tortillas, my 12-inch burrito mega wraps, and there were 12 in this package, but we've already eaten 2, so I can only do 10, and we'll see how that goes. And I'm just gonna assemble and roll. I'm gonna move stuff around here so you can see what I'm doing. See how many I get through. I'm hoping to use up all of the chicken. I don't know that I'll use all the rice, because that was a lot of rice. I think I'll just pull all these out. Pretty sure I'm gonna use them all. Sorry, I can't get the camera up any higher to give you a better view. There we go. And then I'm working around the camera. So the rice is still very, very hot. It's been off for a while, but it's still pretty hot. I love these big wraps because you can get so much in them. Cheese. I thought about mixing the rice in with the chicken and beans too, but I was worried that I had too much rice, and I didn't want to do that. Well, that looks pretty good. I think I'm going to put a little more on this end. That's looking pretty good. Wipe my hands so I can roll that. Okay, and this is how I roll them. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Tuck the ends, tuck that in, and then I go the rest of the way. And there we go, one done. Ooh, I need something to put them on, don't I? Get a plate. That'll work. It's better than any Walmart burrito, that's for sure. I need to get another spoon because that rice is so hot. Probably been off for an hour and it's still so hot. There's no real science to this. It's just putting it together however you like it. I mean, If I used regular beans, I could have put, I could have added salsa in too to give it a little flavor, but I had the salsa beans, so why not? Oh, forgot the cheese on that one. Alrighty, ends. This gets tucked. That gets tucked. That gets tucked. There we go, 2. Nice. Well, I think I might have leftover meat and beans. Salty and I might be having some makeshift tacos for lunch. Alright, I'll bring you back when I'm finished, let you know how I did. Alright, there we go. I've got quite a bit of meat and beans left. I've got a bit of cheese left. That was a little over a pound. It was a 2-pound package. It was over half left that I shredded, so. And a little bit of rice. So like I said, I think I'm going to roll up a couple of, make up a couple of tacos for Salty and I for lunch. I'm going to spread these out on a cookie sheet and flash freeze them, and then I will probably just put them in a couple of Ziploc bags. I don't think they're going to be in the freezer long. Well, I don't know. Maybe you know, Ziplocs or sucker freezers. I don't know. I'll probably decide that in the morning after these are frozen. But in the meantime, they're going in the freezer. That'll be some nice lunches for us. This is just the perfect amount for lunch. There's 10 of them here, so if it's both Salty and I, that's 5 lunches going in the freezer. Every bit counts, and thanks so much for joining. Okay, today is August 13th, 2024. It is day 13 of the Every Bit Counts challenge. I was tackling this mountain of okra that I still have coming out of the garden today, and I learned a lesson. Okay, so first I did what I've done, and this one is actually for dinner tonight. This is just breaded okra. I'm going to fry it later for dinner. It's just a small little pan, just enough for tonight. Then the rest of it I decided I was going to blanch and freeze. Unfortunately, I sliced it all before I looked up how long to blanch okra. And apparently, you're supposed to blanch okra whole and slice it after. Well, it was already sliced, so it was too late for that. And I said, well, you know, how big a difference could it make? Let me tell you about this disgusting gooey mess that I have now made. It has been drained twice. It's just this gelatinous slime. I don't know if it's showing in the video, but yeah, that's what I got going on. So anyway, this is still going to go in the freezer. I'm still going to blanch it. Yeah, flash freeze it. It's already blanched. I'm going to flash freeze it, and I'll bag it up tomorrow, and we'll use it in some gumbo or, you know, whatever. But that is my Every Bit Counts challenge for today. Next time I will definitely blanch it whole. It says to cut the stem off and then blanch it whole and then cut it after. So next time, that is what I will be doing. Thanks so much for joining. All right, so here's that blanched okra. Yeah, it's still coming off the parchment paper, and I can break it up a little bit and get it into some bags. I think I'm just going to put this in Ziplocs. I'm not going to bother with the vacuum sealer. So that is it for this. And again, like I said, next time I have enough, I will blanch it whole and cut it after. Okay, so there it is. This is almost a full gallon bag. some of those chunks were pretty big and solid, so probably the vacuum sealer is not the way to go. These are going to go in the freezer. They will be great in some jambalaya or probably some gumbo. And this is not water. These chunks of ice are not water. This was that gelatinous goo from my mess up on the on the blanching. So that is it for me for day 13. Every bit counts. Okay, today's day 14, August 14th, 2024 of the Every Bit Counts challenge. Today I'm doing a jar, single jar of pickled okra. Just waiting for my brine to come to boil, and I'm going to get the brine in there. I'm going to get the lid on. I'm going to get it in the water bath. Yes, I did fire up the water bath canner for one jar, but you know, these are too big. I guess if I wanted to do quarts I could use them, but these are too big and the rest of them out in the garden were too small to bother with. This is what I have today, so this is what I'm doing. And there it is, one single jar in my big water bath canner. Yeah, there it is, my one lone jar of pickled okra. Every bit counts. Okay, today is August 15th, day 15 of the Every Bit Counts challenge. Looks like we've made it halfway through the week. So the other day I noticed that I had this big bunch of bananas on the tree that had started to go ripe, and actually some of them had split open. They were so ripe, and those just went straight to the chickens. Some of them the birds and the squirrels had already eaten, but we cut down this big bunch and I cut all the hands off, and probably about 6 or 8 of them went to the chickens because they were too far gone. I do have this one that is super ripe, and then these hold really well. Like I know normally most people would eat them right here. They're still very firm, and they're not super sweet until they get to this point. But today, they'll all ripen. They were green 2 days ago. All except for this one were green when we took them off the tree. And now you can see most of them are definitely on the very ripe side. They will ripen super quickly now that they're off the tree. And I know it's not really a tree, but we'll call it a tree for today. So today I think that probably, I know this one, and I'm looking, they're not as green in real life as they look on the video. But I'm going to find the 2 ripest ones, maybe this one down here, and I'm going to slice them. They're so big. I mean, these are some fat bananas. I think I'm going to slice them in half and then slice them. I'm going to dunk them in some orange juice and get them in the dehydrator. So I will be back. Alrighty, here they are, all sliced, tossed with a little bit of orange juice just to keep them from browning. I could have used lemon juice too, but since they're not as sweet as regular bananas are, I didn't want to add any tartness to them. So I'm going to get them in the dehydrator and move on. Alright, these filled just a little over a rack in my dehydrator. That's fine, you know. We'll have them when the grandkids come over. They'll eat them with the papayas, the mangoes, and the watermelon that I did a while ago. So I'm gonna set this on 135 for 6 to 8 hours, I believe. So let's see, 135. Yep, I'm gonna turn it on, and we'll be back in 6 to 8 hours. Alrighty, here are those dried bananas. I actually wound up letting them go all night. They weren't quite dry, but they're pretty dry now. They're breaking nicely, and yeah, I'm going to bag these up, and the grandbabies can have them next time they come over. Alrighty, y'all, day 16 of the Every Bit Counts challenge, August 16th. I've got another bunch of okra that I'm going to pickle. I've got my garlic clove in the jar. I'm trimming the stems off the okra, being careful not to actually cut into the okra. I have canning salt. I'm going to add a teaspoon of canning salt, a teaspoon of dill seed, and a quarter teaspoon of black peppercorns. If you wanted these spicy, you could add some red pepper flakes or some, a lot of the recipes call for a hot pepper. I don't care for spicy, so I'm not putting those hots in. And very soon I will have another jar of yummy pickled okra. And there it is, fresh out of the canner, right next to its buddy from 2 days ago. So thanks so much for joining me. That's it for me for this week. Looking forward to next week with probably more okra and more bananas.